We'll be back soon.
And I mean, I'm not saying it's a, yes, I am saying I do think it's a negative thing.
Yeah,
I do, because it's evident when you see charts like this. It's like, bro, people are not. I just feel like people are just not as attached to the music as we once were. Like,
in the
So for my rant today, I like to riff off a conversation that I saw Maul having, but I'm not sure what the young lady name is, but he kept calling her Baby D. So I apologize, man, but that's what I got to go off at the moment. So the conversation that we're having was about a list that we just put out, and pretty much saying about there's no hip hop artist really at the top of the charts like it's been within the last few years.
We once were. Like,
and the quality of the music, just let's be honest, the quality of the music is just not good. It's not as good. It's not. There is good music
Baby
out
D,
there.
niggas killed me years ago when I said that, because I was saying it was easier to get in the music business and get
I
on.
remember.
Than it's ever been. Niggas, nah, no, it's not. How? I can be a no name. This could be my first album I ever recorded. And if Drake drops tonight, guess who else can drop tonight? Me. Like, I could put my album on the same DSP. Nobody's ever heard of me, but I could put my album on the same DSP as Drake or Beyonce or whoever. And this is my first, I just made this in my basement and it take off. I can have a song that goes viral. Now I'm getting booked over here, booked over. You know how hard it was to do that? Just not even, let's say 25 years ago. Like, it was, like, you had to really travel and go to these cities and go hand to hand trying to get people to hear your shit. Now I just upload a record tonight. I could be a star next Sunday.
And also what the labels are looking for.
It says the number in the clip, so I'm not going to repeat it. You can go back to it. But it's been a while. I feel like it was maybe 5. I'm saying it just to put a number there. That in the longest, we haven't had something topping in the charts, at least for the hip hop culture. What would be the issue? Yada, yada, yada. Of course, this is what we will get to, right? Why do we feel it's this way? For anybody to watch my content, I'm sure that you know that this is one of my favorite conversations to have, as far as where is hip hop? Where is the state of hip hop at? I believe before I've said that not necessarily that it's dead, but maybe it's hit a bubble. You know what I mean? So it's at a point where as though the thrill is gone. Kind of like the same thing that happens to anything that becomes popular. You know what I mean? Once it becomes popular, it just it has to run that course before it turns into something regular again. You know what I mean? And settles out, and then hopefully it has a moment again. The same thing that you would say about an individual artist kind of applies to this whole situation to me. I know in the sense of music, we all say that hip hop is young. This is true. So once again, then we should know that it goes through its ebbs and flows. So then, in the conversation, I heard him bringing up the fact that a lot of the mainstream artists, or a lot of the larger artists at the moment, are females. And I saw that she was giving a little bit of pushback. And I can understand where she's coming with the pushback. The same reason that some people, even when you talk about hip hop in general, and you see some of the classic hip hop acts that are coming out right now and doing music again, and people will be like, hey, well, there's a lot of this going on, a lot of that that's coming out, but there's not anything new that's coming out that's getting that same recognition. I believe that she said it as well as if a new artist dropped that Clips album, it wouldn't have got the same looks. And I would have to agree, because even though people were saying they weren't just shucking and jiving when it came to getting the album released, but they did do it in their own way. They did still, you know what I mean, do promotion for it in their own way. And it just so happens that they happen to have somebody like Pharrell in their corner. So whereas though when they're busting those moves, they don't really look like plays. It just looks like they're where they're supposed to be. You know what I mean? And it's happening. I think I see that with a lot of the hip hop acts. You know what I mean? You get to a point where though you like, man, I'm here for the essence of it, so it should only be about my talent. I don't want to do any of the extra things that go along with it. I believe that I would say as well that we're my gatekeeping conversation started to turn after seeing some stuff with Ray Daniels and seeing his position on it, and actually thinking about where hip hop is and being like, yeah, okay, we only look at the word gatekeepers the way that we do because of the stigma that's been put on it. Because most of the time when we're talking about it, we're using it in the bad way. I won't say someone to regulate talent. There could always be people out there putting stuff out and doing whatever it is that you want to do. But once again, I believe it goes to the word that I heard someone use, is curation. Finding a way to curate the music. Or even better than that, the situation with the clips again, with Pharrell. All the hip hop artists, all the boom bap artists, all the people that feel like they're speaking from your soul. There is a sound of a hit. And not saying that this is what you have to go for or any of these things. But once again, it becomes a thing of what are you doing when you're listening to your music? What do you want people to be doing when they're listening to your music? And most of the time, the hip hop music that's coming out, especially if it's not being curated, or you don't have someone talking to you to try to get you into that state of mind, it's reflection music, self-reflection music. Or you're doing the same thing as the regular artist. You're talking street shit. The same thing as the trap and the drug artist. You still talk about drugs, or you're talking about the streets, which you came from, or what you going to do to somebody and what you have. But the only flaw that comes into that, when you guys are talking about it, or when we're talking about it, if I want to include myself, where do you listen to that music? What are you usually doing when you're listening to that? It's good riding music. It's wonderful riding music. But then whatever spaces all these songs going to be played in. Because like I know that really does determine if it's going to get put onto the radio. Because this goes into the hypocrisy of it as well. Either the numbers matter or the numbers don't. I understand it's just a conversation, but it is a large conversation because it is a group of people out here that do care about it and do understand kind of what that means for the look of hip hop for the next coming 50. I think it's one of the things of the thing that rubs me wrong sometimes, or gets me kind of gets me perturbed. When the people that can change the problem are looking at the people that aren't in a position to change the problem, and wonder why it's not changing, or saying, "Hey, damn, yo, why the fuck why isn't it going differently?" For example, a radio jockey saying that they don't play a lot of hip hop music anymore. Now, you don't be hearing too much of that hip hop shit no more, and you a radio jockey. This is weird. You know what I'm saying? This is what gives me, you know what I mean? Gets my panties in a knot. So those types of situations. So scratch the example. Let's talk about hip hop again. For all the people that are out here putting out the hip hop, the raw shit, whatever it is that you want to call it, that classic shit or newer version of hip hop. Not rap, not trap, not none of that. I'm talking about hip hop. What do you feel that you could do to get yourself in that placement? Or does that placement matter? Because once again, it comes to me that I say it all the time is, if you're saying you're not playing the game, then there's tons of other ways that you could be releasing music and getting your shit off and getting your money. So either you playing the game or you not playing the game. Now I understand, once again, you want to pick and choose how we decide or how we feel about when people are saying playing the game, or you already have your own mental expectation of what playing the game is. But just like I said before, any other time, any rap act that you know, they was doing shows before they was doing big shows. They were showing up to places for visibility. You're doing the shitty clubs. They've talked about some of their earlier tours. There has to be a compromise on some end if you're saying that you want to see the same results that the people that aren't doing what you're doing but are getting success are doing. Once again, I believe Russ said it. With people putting money behind their music or whatever it is, promotion, because this is what you would be doing anyway. You got to promote your shit. Like, this is, there's only X amount of avenues that you go through to promote it. It still has to be good. It still has to pass a quality level. At least to get to that next step. At the end of the day, even with somebody like myself, you may not be going on with the intent of making your music palatable for everybody. My shit not supposed to be for everybody. Everybody's not going to like it, man. And that may be what you're going for. I understand it. But at the same time, then you can't be a mad rapper and have Drake complaints when it's these type of people that are moving through the industry and are going to play the game. They will tweak their words. They will adjust the things that they're doing to make it more palatable, to even get yourself out and get that visibility. The one boy, I say it all the time with the lyrics, and this being a perfect example. Nigga Skiller, 6'7" nigga. You feel me? The 6'7" nigga. And you already know, you don't even have to. And these are the things. Even like, that's what I say all the time, yo. The industry shit. It's so funny to see the people that are in position, the people that were rapping at that time. They talk so bad about the industry shit. They talk so bad and dog so many things to where as though it got such a stink on it that you can't even fill them positions now. And you should be. Cause you made them joints nasty. Even for my mental shit and the shit that I be going through and how I be thinking and shit, be like, damn, I done said fuck niggas so long that it's still, even though I'm trying to say, even though I'm trying to convince myself, work with people, in my mind, it still be like, fuck niggas. So we spent so many years saying, man, these execs, how they'll do you dirty. Well, we spent the last couple years saying about how you don't need nobody. You could do it by yourself. You could record in your room. Don't let these people hold you back. But the problem comes to, you see these people that are at different levels and they don't know necessarily that it's time for them to kick it into that other gear. Speaking from personal experience even. Whereas though you like, all right, boom, yeah, you got it going and you know the link, but it's time for you to start investing in the thing that you're doing. And then beats, these courses, collaboration. I know that you feel like you have to do everything by yourself, or you want to have that tag put on you that says, yo, I did everything by myself. But regardless of what you want to say to me, it may be working in your personal situation. And once again, the same thing that somebody would say to me and be like, well, you comfortable. Well, you may be comfortable at where you at. You may be comfortable at where you at. But for the ones that are wondering why it's not going farther, this is why. The female artists, think about every female artist that came out this year and think about the way that they shit sound, production wise. Even the bullshit, Glorilla put out a freestyle, the looking ass joint, and that shit still sound better than the first freestyle that Drake tried to release without mixing it. I know we want to be like, but look at the subject matter. This is the only reason that it's going through. No, first of all, they're a part of the system. So clearly, these are going to be decisions. Think about the majority of the larger rap artists that are out right now, and who are they signed to? Now think about the hip hop artists, and who are they signed to? It is what it is at that point. Once again, this is not knocking nobody's shit. I'm not nowhere in no place to tell anybody that the things that they're not. But once again, it comes to the situation when you see these people doing interviews and you're in the best position, or as good as your position could be for the lane of music that you're in or for the style of music that you're in, and you're acting like you don't understand that. I say it all the time. If you do hip hop, not rapping, you shouldn't be comparing nothing that you doing to Jay-Z. If you are doing hip hop, you should not be comparing nothing that you doing to Jay-Z, because he was a rapper. He was playing the fucking game. He was making radio songs. Who you compare yourself to is Talib Kweli, Common. In my opinion, you can do most stuff, but I'm telling you, you don't want to do that. That's a different level of dedication. And most of the hip hoppers out here, you're still trying to be in that street bag, or you're still trying to hold on to certain shit just like the rest of us are. Talib Kweli, common sense. See what the trajectory and where their careers went, and understand that these are the highlights and these are the views that you're going to be seeing shit from. So it should never be no reason why you're looking at those boards and saying that hip hop is in a bad position, because that's for rappers. Them charts and shit is for rappers. If you're doing hip hop, don't worry about the charts. These things shouldn't even matter. They shouldn't matter. I would agree that yes, there is the most females that we've had in hip hop in a long time at once on a large scale than we've seen. And once again, all of them are putting out high quality music. All of them put out high quality music, regardless if it's your style or what you like. You don't put none of that shit on and be like, damn, I need to adjust the levels on this or such and such, or none of that. No. It's just put together. So then my bigger question would probably be, are the women just taking rap more serious than the men are? Or most of the men? I don't know. This isn't even necessarily a conversation that matters in the grand scheme of things, because everything's taking the path that it's taking, and it's going to level out again. and it's going to be a new invention, a new kickoff, or something that hits off in the hip hop shit, and it's going to be what it is, or even in the rap realm. Even though I see hip hop coming around, the larger thing I would probably say is the same thing I said when the BET situation came around and the Essence thing. At some point, if we're seeing that people don't understand what you're doing, then you should stop trying to go to them and trying to make them understand. This is something that I've come across in my life recently. But then if you're not going to try to make them understand, that means you need to get your own shit. Find out what the system may be or whatever it needs to be, but define your own shit. Your own way to get the people the accolades, the own way to collect the data and use it to see what the people are actually thinking for your respective genre. I say it all the time, man. RP, BET, Rap City, The Basement, all of that shit. Because at the end of the day, that curation by itself gave everybody more of a balanced playing field. I believe that Moore said the phone is kind of what killed the way that we're ingesting music. But it's killed the way that the internet has killed the way that we ingest everything, let alone just music. But the phone specifically killed the way that we listen to music. Because I believe the majority of Americans, I believe that most of our listening experiences nowadays for music is coming through the headphones. I believe that's probably how we're listening to music the most at this time. Which isn't even a full listening experience. Inshallah, everything is turning around, and like I said, I've seen people doing stuff with the records, and that's cool. There's a guy that I watch, and I may throw a clip of it in or do something about his, where he's talking about the comeback of the tapes, which I was kind of feeling, because once again, I'm hearing most of the sounds that I'm hearing recently is the analog sound or that tape stretching sound. So it's just a matter of time before somebody gets the sense of going and just say, all right, let's just do the real deal. And once again, finding a way to put that feeling back into music. Because most definitely that is the thing that's missing, is that personal exchange. Once again, the live performances. Even for seeing the NBA young boy, this nigga Charleston boy had me dead. Yo, talking about the boys crying. He like, man, you type fucking grown ass man, you crying, man. Your homeboy died, you won't even cry. You up here crying this grown man on the stage, man. But once again, the connection. I would be saying it sometimes, yo, like for females and stuff, when y'all listening to music and shit, and then it'd be the fuck these niggas in it, and it's like, you know, you lined up for niggas, you know. But at that moment, or you in your mind, you can relate to it. It has been a moment in your life where you felt like fuck them niggas. So when that point comes to win a song, so even for niggas, yo, I say it for myself when I see a lot of people that really ain't never been through shit or never been on nothing for real, that be like, yeah, man, that shit hit my soul, and da-da-da-da, and you like, this nigga just talked about committing 15 homicides. What part of that did you connect? What part of I've known you? What part of that do you feel like? But the reality of it is, you're not even connecting with it. You're just connected with anger. And in your mind, these are the things that you feel like you would possibly do to somebody. And I get it, type shit. Like, I most definitely get it. All right, y'all. I know I've been holding you all day, man. So that's my rant. Once again, we looking at hip hop, man. I think we in a good position in all actuality. It's just taking the information, especially everything that happened with Kendrick and Drake. So the reality of it is, the system built itself around Drake. The system built itself around Drake, and the people that he would bring in, the newer artists and stuff like that, were showing them ways to allocate the funds because he was helping break people. So, like I said, we'll see how it goes, man. I wish everybody the best, man. Happy Halloween. That's my rant.
We'll be back soon.